Hey, welcome to Grim Games. It's Dave here. Today we're going to talk about my pet deck for this format, which is Green Yellow Law. Keeping up with the trend of like laws being big brain leaders, this one is pretty large brain. His effect says Dawn times one activate main once per turn. If the total cost of your characters is 5 or more, you can return one of your characters to the hand, reveal the top of your life, and if that card is a supernova type character card with a cost of 5 or less, you can play it. So you are essentially pinging yourself to gain tempo on the board. Now, you can make the argument that you're not getting any tempo because you have to return a card, but getting able to reuse that card or just like replacing it with a bigger dude is really gaining tempo, especially with all of the like really good 5 drops that we play in this deck. So without further ado, let's get into this profile. The best card in your deck by not a little bit is Cavendish. Um, you use and abuse the effect of this card many times throughout the game. Like in the late game, you can have potential turns where you use his ability 3 to 4 times. Most of the time, you're using it around twice a turn, but some turns you'll use it 3. And like if you have the absolute nutter butter, then you can do it 4 times in the turn. Um, but yeah, you'll do it. You'll do it twice most of the time, and then when he gets on board, he lets you open up plays. Like this is the best card in your deck by a lot. It's a law deck, and you get to play this bounce law again. Um, Apart from blocker being in his text, he also has a very relevant ability to bounce something that you've already used to either use it again or replace it with something better. So he has a lot of very good uses in this deck. This card's really in the deck just because it's a 5 for 6 supernova that you can play out of your life. But stunning someone's character or stunning someone's Dawn can mean the difference in them losing a turn. Because there are a lot of really good plays they can do on the around the turns you'd be playing this card. And keeping them off of being able to make those plays is very strong. So this card is very good. This card is probably going to be a staple in any flavor of green deck for almost its whole existence because it's a very good card. And the fact that they had the audacity to put counter plus 2K on the side of it is absolutely absurd. But this Tashigi will see play everywhere. Searcher Bonnie, no real explanation here. She essentially becomes free if you establish a Cavendish early. You can play her, search with her, stand the 2 Dawn back up, and then later bounce her with your law's ability. So you get to protect your Bonnies as well as pretty much search for free. The Restand Law, this is the card that lets you do Cavendish's effect multiple times in a turn. It also lets you go for like cheeky swing multiple times in a turn. It lets you swing like a bajillion times, which is very good in what you're trying to do with this deck. This card is a random ass common from OP10 and it's the simplest card text in the game, draw a card. In this deck in particular, that card text is incredibly powerful because you have to kill yourself essentially to gain tempo. Having a bunch of cards in hand is key, and the more cards you can accrue, the better. And this card nets you a card in hand, so it is very strong. The trigger effect doesn't come up very often, but against like random decks that are still playing the weenie blockers and things like that, this effect will happen and it will feel good whenever it happens. Capone Gang Beige, most of the time he's just a 2K, but you will use him to facilitate your plays with your leader in the early game occasionally. And the cool thing about this deck is you play him and he has 2K off to the side, but you get to bounce him back with your leader effect. So you'll get his effect, you'll get to set up your plays, and you'll have him back in hand as a 2K. So very strong card. This card, I was only playing three of it for a while, but then with the synergy it has with Carmel and being able to make a play on your 4 Dawn on your second turn going second is just too strong to not play it for. It also has blocker in its text, which is very good for this deck in particular because, like I said, you are hurting yourself to make your plays and gain tempo, so the more you can protect yourself, the better. But she does the same thing as Capone Gang Beige, but she says that you have to specifically put a 5-drop on top of your life, which is very important. Most of your deck is 5 drops. However, there are going to be times where sometimes you just play her as a blocker, or sometimes if you are desperate enough and you think you have to, you can just draw a card out of your life. You don't have to do the effect to replace it, even though you will most of the time to set up his plays. This is just another blocker. You could, if you wanted to, hypothetically, play the green Capone Gang Beige in this spot, which is a supernova 1-drop 1K blocker that doesn't have a stipulation, but it doesn't have counter power. So I would most assuredly just play this thing over it. Of all the cards in the deck that are cuttable, this one is the most cuttable. Personally, I just valued one, consistency, and two, being able to just play a blocker to have the security to know that they can't kill me, and on the crackback, I'll swing a million times with my 5 or 6s. This is the new searcher for the deck. He will search pretty much your entire deck, sans Carmel and Tashigi. This X Drake, 2K most of the time. You will use its effect occasionally, but again, a lot of the cards in this deck that you have to turn sideways to use, you will be getting back with your leader effect, which is very, very strong. Um, this is the secret rare for the deck. Of course, it's a law deck, so you get to play all the laws. Um, this effect is not only very good in the kid deck, but in this deck, it lets you set up your plays, and sometimes you will just heal. There are a few matches in particular where you can just loop this guy over and over again. So you will play him, he'll live, you'll do a play with him, you'll swing with him on the next turn, and then instead of playing whatever you have at the top of your life, you'll strap up to your leader, bounce this guy back to your hand, and then play him to heal a life. So now not only have you maybe played a 5 for 6, or maybe played something, you've bounced your leader back, set up for next turn, and healed a life. So this guy is very, very strong and very, very good in this deck. Um, so yeah, let's take it for a spin. I film unscripted, so like it is what it is. Not Shanks. We'll talk about him another day. Quick join. Let's see. Waiting for a connection. Buggy. Oh boy. All right, so we're going to go second because this deck wants to go second a lot. This hand is actually quite good. This Luffy hopefully will give us the world. Actually, yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. We might not be able to play until the 6th Dawn turn, but that's fine. No, we're good. We're a golden pony. We're golden. Yeah, grab Bonnie. Set that up there. We'll just dead play this and then pass. We will be off to the races on our second turn, and this is exactly what this deck wants to do every single time. I guess just speaking on gameplay in general for this deck, your opening hand, you want to see any combination of Carmel, Luffy, or Bonnie, or Search Bonnie. This Bonnie is fine too, but that's fine. Taking the first hit because we want cards in hand. Alrighty. And now we are, oh, that's beautiful. We are off to the races. So let's play Bonnie. We'll take from the bottom because, you know, we can. We'll put Cavendish there. We will strap up. We'll return the Luffy to our hand, play the Cavendish. So now we have these two available. Let's swing for 6 just to see what he does because I'm going to search twice. So we will, let's see, let's grab, we've got 2 of them already. This plays kind of hard into Charlotte Pudding, but it's like fine. Let's see, we'll just grab, we'll grab this. Charlotte Pudding is not good for this deck, but it's like fine if he does, because then we still have our 2 searchers here. He's probably going to kill this, which is fine, right? Okay, called it, but that's fine. So, let's see. Do I want to keep it around, actually? Because I can block instead? That's interesting. Yeah, I want the card. I'm going to protect it. Because next turn, I'm just going to... Let's see. We'll open up with a search. We'll grab another searcher. I'm putting them on. They better have another Bonnie or another Pudding. Because if they don't have another Pudding, then I will just proceed to do the Dougie as it were. We're gonna hard play this. We're gonna bounce this back to play this. We'll grab our secret rare again. This deck filters so much. It's beautiful. It's just a thing of beauty. We will swing for 6. We will stall. Yeah, we'll swing for 6 again. We'll bounce this back to our hand, see what this is. Oh, that's so interesting. That'd be so good, but it walks into Gravity Blade. Actually, I probably need to play this, because if it is Gravity Blade, then I want to have at least 1 5 for 6 on the board to contest. So yeah, we are going to play this, actually. We'll bounce this to play... Play it again. We'll grab a 2K, put that there. And then because I want security, I will play a blocker. I already have two blockers, but if he gravity blades both of these blockers, then this guy might be in trouble. He's got to kind of start playing his game though. Like if he doesn't start playing his game, then I'm just gonna get to run away with it. So notice how I started the turn with like 6 cards in hand because he's putting me to 5, and then I got back up to 8 because this deck is ridiculous. It searches so much. Now, the other thing that I talked about, I am only at 1 life. So hypothetically, if I didn't have all these blockers on board, he could just try to kill me. That is like a real fear with this deck. So if you do want to play this deck, which I think more people should, because sequencing matters so much, and it's a very good like way to learn how to sequence. That is getting blocked. Then just realize what you have to protect and stuff like that. Let's see, on play, Cuckoo. So he's doing his filter thing now. And let's see, I don't have. Let's see, I think I want to dig for the restand law. Because restand law is going to let me do a lot more. Okay, didn't get it, that's fine. We'll just grab another 7 for 9. That's fine. And then we will replace here. We'll put, let's see, I think this is just going to be a turn where we heal. Like we might bounce back Luffy and then search a little bit, but I think we're really just healing this turn. So let's actually we'll put Cavendish up there just in case. Let's see, no blockers. Yeah, we'll swing. Yeah, because there's not a world where I play 2 Cavendish, right? I'm just trying to gain back some of the tempo that I lost from when I was like pinging myself early on. So now he's going to have to respond to my board with buggy plays. Like he's going to need to bottom deck some of my stuff. Because if he doesn't, then I will just get to run away with the game. I'm going to return a character first. I'm not going to play him. We'll swing 7 to just to try and hit him. Right? Ooh, it might be worth it to swing 7 again instead of playing a dude. No, let's play a dude. Let's see. Yeah, I want to search. I want to set up. All right. So we found him. If we had found this, then we would have swung 6 with Cavendish, 7 with Cavendish, and then been able to play a lot more stuff. But yeah, that's going to be the turn for right now. It'd be really greedy to swing with one of these two because this board is pretty susceptible to Gravity Blade still. But if he Gravity Blades 1 blocker and Cavendish, which would be the correct play, then he doesn't have enough Dom to do his leader effect for his buggy, which is really what he needs to do right now. Like he needs to do that in this instance with this on the bottom of my deck. Oh, nope, he's not. Okay. He might lose. So let's start countering out. We have a bajillion cards in hand. It's fine. Protect the Cavendish. Protect the dish. Let's see. We'll throw you a 2K. Sure. Blocker, draw 2, discard 1. Yeah, this is fine. He's got to do a lot to win here. I don't think it's possible, to be honest with you. But I could be proven very wrong. Because I can, in response to all this, I can go for his board, which will pseudo end the game, right? But I don't need to do any of that. I can just swing a bajillion times and it'll be fine. So I'm going to do that. Put that on the top of my life. Set that up. Cavendish is going to swing a bajillion times. So we'll go 7 with Cavendish. He'll stand up 2 non. He took it. We'll go 9 with this guy. Because I just have a billion swings. Okay, so he's not countering any of it. Is he just accepting his fate? We will... oh, this will be disgusting. So we can swing 7 with one of the blockers. Oh, this is disgusting. Bounce this back. Play Law. Stand Cavendish up. Swing with Cavendish again. And now if I want to, I can play this Law again. Yeah, it just gets out of hand too quick, and our opening was very strong. But yeah, that was a pretty good game to showcase the strengths of this deck. By your third turn going second, you've got like 2 searchers online, and you've got a 5 or 6. If you got Cavendish on board, you really do just get to do the Dougie. and you do have to think about your sequencing a lot with this deck, but it's worth it. It's so much fun to play. The only downside of this deck, and I think the only reason this deck probably won't ever win anything, it'll top a bunch, I think, but it won't win anything, is because Blackbeard exists, and this deck pretty much auto loses to Blackbeard. Um, so yeah, you guys should try this deck. I think it's really fun. Tell me what you think. Thanks, y'all.